Paul Brunton's Spiritual Essentials. What are spiritual glimpses? Quest Series 3, Video 18, presented by the Paul Brunton Philosophic Foundation. A glimpse may be best compared to a moment of wakefulness in a long existence of sleep. These brief flashes bring with them great joy, great beauty, and great uplift. They are, for most people, their first clear, vivid awakening to the existence and reality of a spiritual order of being. The contrast with their ordinary state is so tremendous as to shame it into pitiful drabness. The intention is to arouse and stimulate the longing for re-entry into the spirit, a longing which inevitably expresses itself in the quest. The sudden Olympian elation which the glimpse gives, the unfamiliar feeling that it is like looking through a window on an entirely different and wholly glorious world of being, the inner knowing that this is reality. These things make it a benediction. A glimpse gives you either a revelation or a confirmation that something exists which transcends this ordinary life, that it is holy, beautifully satisfying, and that you may commune with it. A student comment.
I had a huge spiritual awakening when reading A Search in Secret Egypt, an experience of my true being. That was long before I met him. Later, PB told me, well, yes, that the purpose of his books is to initiate people into what he would call a glimpse, which is now referred to in California as awakening. You have a glimpse, and then you know what the goal is. You have a way to orient yourself for the rest of your life. It's available to everybody.
This experience explains us to ourselves for the first time, lights up the fact that we live in two planes at one and the same time. It reveals our ego as the illusion which envelops our consciousness, and our overself as the reality behind our consciousness. It is the highest possible form of self-recognition. These are the real waking moments of your life. It is the discovery of who and what you really are. Those who seek this mystic communion with the overself, this hidden face of their soul, must make the quest their chosen path. As your inner self is illumined, you feel the nearness of God, experience a loving relationship with God, know the deathlessness of your own being, and accept the rightness of all that is throughout the universe. A glimmering comes to you of what it means to see with the intelligence that there is a higher power, and that it plays a role in human affairs not less than in the universe. What goes on within your ego could be better seen and judged if you could climb above it for a short time. This is just what the glimpse enables you to do. It clears the sight. It presents you with the rare chance to know for yourself a state in the evolution of consciousness which still lies far ahead of humankind generally. With this experience of your own divinity, so lovely, yielding a memory so precious, you discover a meaning in life. Henceforth, you are able to take part consciously in the higher evolution which is inherent in it. The glimpse lies at the core of religion, the precious gem, which each devotee must find for themselves underneath all the sermons, chantings, rituals, prayers, and observances of their creed. Many people pass through these experiences of the glimpse and do not really know what is happening to them because they have never studied or been taught anything about such experiences. A glimpse may exalt us and give us inspiration, but above anything else, it attests for us the fact that we are fundamentally spirit. This is the commonest kind of glimpse, but there is another kind, which, in addition to doing these things, opens mysterious doors and provides inlooks to the working of secret laws and occult processes in nature, the world, and the life of humans. This kind of glimpse may fitly be termed a revelation. In the past, these glimpse experiences were regarded as wholly religious. Today, the truth about them is better understood. They may be aesthetic, psychological, intellectual, or creative, happening outside the religious circle. To describe the wonders and benefits, the delights and beauties of these glimpses will whet the appetite of people without satisfying it. Hence, they will be led to ask how such a glimpse is to be obtained. Print every detail of the glimpse on your mind. The after period is important, for as you return to your ordinary self and to the ordinary persons around you, the opportunity is offered to make an adjustment, a fresh start by the light of what the experience has revealed. Since there are no negative emotions in the overself, how can it stay in the same breast as the ego filled with them? This is why the glimpse can only be a brief one, and why it can be stretched into permanency only by first cleansing the nature of all negatives. If it soon fades away, it is a glimpse. If you can stay in it every minute of your waking life, it is illumination. When the two are one, when ego and overself no longer remain at a distance from one another, you experience your first illumination. What will happen thereafter is wrapped in mystery. Paul Brunton, 1898 to 1981, a best-selling British author of a dozen books, spent much of his early life researching the original sacred teachings of Western and Eastern spiritual traditions. He traveled the world to discover and communicate with Christian, Kabbalistic, Vedantic, Buddhist, Taoist, indigenous, and Sufi masters. Blending the richness of his own spiritual experience and inquiry with these ancient and contemporary teachings, he developed a philosophy and path of practice that suits life in the 21st century, one that expresses the greatest wisdom and love available to humankind. Regardless of how it is named, we each have a divine soul, an overself or higher self, that is with us here and now, waiting to be realized. Paul Brunton's writings are a source of deep spiritual guidance for all those interested in living a divinely inspired life. Anthony Damiani, 1922 to 1984, was a prominent teacher of Paul Brunton's ideas and founder of the Wisdom's Goldenrod Center for Philosophic Studies. Inspired to penetrate into and understand the depths of traditional wisdom, he taught classes on the major philosophies as well as the teachings of Paul Brunton. His dedicated students compiled the 16 volumes of Paul Brunton's posthumous writings, titled The Notebooks of Paul Brunton, available from www.larsonpublications.com. The quotes for this video are taken from the following: The Notebooks of Paul Brunton, Volume 14, Inspiration and the Overself, and Volume 16, Enlightened Mind, Divine Mind. Paul Brunton Foundation Videos, Quest Series 1, The Wisdom of Paul Brunton, 7 videos. Quest Series 2, Paul Brunton Answers Life's Perennial Questions, 5 videos. Quest Series 3, Paul Brunton's Spiritual Essentials, is open-ended, and new videos will continue to be added to those listed below. Please subscribe.